Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 News at 5.
New tonight, Eugene police continue to ask for your help in identifying more people involved in last month's riots in downtown Eugene. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Mazer. EPD released new video and photos from that night on 7th and Washington, so take a look at your screen now. EPD says a rideshare driver with 2 passengers was stopped and blocked at the Washington Street on-ramp to I-105. The suspects reportedly hit and kicked the car multiple times. EPD says the car was dented and the rear window was broken out. Police say the driver got out of her car and was punched in the face and stomach until she was knocked on the ground. She was eventually able to get to a local hospital. The 2 passengers ran off. Now we'll ask you to take a closer look at the following series of images of the suspects involved in this incident. They're the suspects EPD needs help identifying. Anyone with information is asked to contact Eugene Police at the number that should be at the bottom of your screen. There it is. You can visit our website, NBC16.com, to watch the complete video and see all the photos sent into our newsroom. Well, sports fans, the Oregon Ducks and Oregon State Beavers athletic departments decided to no longer refer to their rivalry games as the Civil War. The decision comes after talks with university officials and input from current and former student athletes from both universities. Officials say making a reference to the bloody war over slavery in the United States is inappropriate. Last November marked the 124th football game between the 2 teams. The universities will work together to come up with another name for the rivalry. The move is effective immediately and includes all athletic competitions in the 2020-2021 academic year and beyond. Our sports team will have more on the decision tonight right here on NBC 16 News. For now, you can find more information on our website, NBC16.com, and on our social media pages. Well, Oregon State unanimously approves a major police reform bill. Senate Bill 1604 deals with law enforcement discipline. The bill would ensure disciplinary actions can't be reversed by an outside arbitrator. The bill was approved without changes and is significant because the bill did face pushback yesterday from law enforcement groups. It is the only police reform bill that wasn't amended in any way. The bill has not yet cleared the House. A rally is scheduled for today, exactly 30 days since the first rally in Eugene, but this time marchers are moving to a new location. Black Unity is organizing the protest in the Thurston area at Lively Park in Springfield. The rally is scheduled to start tonight at 6:30. Well, the White House Coronavirus Task Force held a public briefing as daily infections continue to increase. And despite those spikes, the Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to strike down the Affordable Care Act. NBC's Alice Barr has more now from Washington.
The Coronavirus Task Force addressing a worried nation today for the first time in nearly 2 months as cases surge across the South and West. States like Florida and Texas reporting stunning new records.
We are facing a serious problem in certain areas.
The U.S. has now recorded nearly 2.5 million cases and more than 125,000 deaths.
In 34 states, the cases are largely stable.
Vice President Pence, the task force leader, downplaying the threat, pointing out death rates have slowed and defending the president's decision to hold large rallies.
The right to peaceably assemble is enshrined in the Constitution of the United States. And we have an election coming up this fall.
He also declined to urge all Americans to wear masks, as his own experts strongly advise. Top health officials laid out today it's not just cases, but the rate of positive cases going up, appealing directly to people under 40 who are now seeing soaring infection rates as they venture out to crowded areas like bars and restaurants.
If you get infected, you will infect someone else, and then ultimately you will infect someone who's vulnerable.
Even as the pandemic grows, the Trump administration is now asking the Supreme Court to shut down the Affordable Care Act, a move that could boot an estimated 20 million Americans off their insurance and take away protections for pre-existing conditions.
The idea of them losing their health insurance is just horrible. It's immoral.
A White House spokesman today calling Obamacare an unlawful failure. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Coronavirus cases continue to grow here in Lane County. Health officials announced 10 new cases in the Eugene-Springfield area. Another cluster of people in their 20s tested positive. Health officials say 4 out of those 5 cases concerning those in their 20s are part of the college cluster of cases announced earlier this week. Health officials say these cases are from house parties associated with end of school year celebrations. The other cases are 2 people in their 50s, 1 in their 70s, 40s, and 30s respectively. All cases are recovering in isolation. In total, there are 124 cases, including 6 presumptive cases. Only 38 are active cases, 82 recovered, 1 is hospitalized, 3 people have died. Well, this is where coronavirus numbers in Oregon stand. The Oregon Health Authority reports 250 new confirmed and presumptive cases. That's more than 7,800 cases across the state. Coronavirus has claimed 5 more lives, raising the state's death toll to 202. Well, as the number of cases expands across the state, the University of Oregon is preparing for students to be back on campus. Classroom sizes will be cut down significantly to allow spacing for large lecture halls and classes. Students will get reminders by email or text notifications to use social distancing. There's also a new policy that if you're in any of the UO buildings, you must wear a face covering. Lane County Public Health says these precautions are needed as younger patients keep testing positive.
We really need to work on getting the messaging out to our students and, quite frankly, to the population that is, in that age range between 16 to 20 something. That age range, we often feel like we're invincible, but this is something that, it does not matter.
Coming up at 5:30, how the university is preparing to prevent COVID cases, including spacing in lectures and classrooms. Well, if you earn the minimum wage in Oregon, you're in line for a raise starting next week. How much more money you will receive depends on where in the state you work, though. Starting July 1st, the state minimum wage in Lane and surrounding counties will rise 75 cents. That's $12 an hour. The 2016 legislature passed a bill to mandate annual state minimum wage hikes through July 2022. But for many affected businesses, owners say the timing of the increase couldn't be worse.
We all want the same thing, but if you look at the strategy of it, the faster that we raise these wages, the more an advantage it gives to the people who have deeper pockets because they're able to wait it out.
Wage earners in the Portland metro area will see their pay jump to $13.25 an hour. In non-urban counties, including Douglas and Coos, the state wage rises 50 cents to $11.50 an hour. Well, let's take a first look at weather. Alan Matthews joins us now. Alan, it is hot. I am loving it.
Yes, you're going to love it today, but things are going to be changing for the weekend. In fact, temperatures dropping 10 degrees tomorrow and another 10 degrees for Sunday. And we're also looking for the possibility of some rainfall. But talking about that heat here in Eugene, we're at 90 degrees under mostly sunny skies, north wind at 14 miles per hour, and that humidity relatively low right now at 25%. Not a lot to show you with the radar satellite right now. Over the last couple hours, a little bit of cloud cover off the coast, but everybody enjoying a clear sky right now, and we'll start to see that cloud cover increase tonight and into your Saturday. Now, high temperatures today, we're seeing low 90s, actually 94 down in Roseburg, now 91 here in Eugene, and we mentioned those 90s because 20 minutes in your car at 90 degrees, you can see those temperatures can rise about 30 degrees, so do keep that in mind if you are going out later today.
All right, good advice there, Ellen. Thank you. Well, after years of discussion, Northwest Christian University in Eugene is changing their name. The 4-year private university will now be called Bushnell University after James Bushnell, the first president of their Board of Regents. The university's vice president tells us Bushnell was a key community leader who was an abolitionist and fought for the rights of everyone.
He was a strong representative of minorities. He was very, very passionate about our area and our region. So he was a key business leader. He was a key educator, played a key role in everything from starting up banks, Chamber of Commerce, was an advocate for the arts, and obviously was a very, very strong faith leader.
The name change will be finalized by July 1st. Meantime, students are expected to be back in the classrooms by fall term in August. School leaders will be following precautions and protocols pertaining to COVID-19. Well, as restaurants try to make it through the pandemic, one Eugene location is revamping how it pays employees by updating their tipping model. NBC 16's Stephanie Rothman joins us live in the studio tonight. Now, Stephanie, how is Rye Restaurant different?
Well, Jacqueline, Rye Restaurant has been around for 8 years, as many know, but they're on their way to doing business a little bit differently now. They're transforming. That newest change, making gratuity included. That means instead of figuring out the tip and giving how you like, customers will simply pay for their meals. This has commonly been referred to as the European model. Certain items on their menu are now 10 to 20% higher, but that price for the customer remains the same if you factor in what you would already have tipped. Co-owner Wendy Watson says this change helps out staff and the business as a whole stay above water.
Everybody's looking at it different. They're thankful to be out. We're thankful to have them out. And I think this is a good time for the changes that needed to be done.
Watson says customers have been very accepting of this new change, understanding that this small shift will help avoid damage down the road. Next at 5:30, I talked to other staff members about how they hope this change will be followed in restaurants around Eugene and Springfield. Jacqueline.
All right, thanks, Stephanie. We'll have to stay tuned for that report as well. Well, drivers can expect some road closures this weekend, starting tonight and until Saturday morning. Delta Highway will close between Good Pasture Road and Beltline Highway as crews put new signage. Also, Saturday night until Sunday morning, only northbound Delta Highway will close. Crews will remove the existing overhead sign structure on Delta Highway. It's part of an ongoing project to improve safety by eliminating merging issues on the Beltline Delta interchange. Well, coming up next on NBC 16 at 5, the Minneapolis City Council is moving forward to dismantle the police department. What amendment members are pushing to get on the November ballot. Plus, the Roseburg Fire Department completed a week-long training why practice is key during wildfire season.